Hello everyone out there in the music community, this is Michael Soldier 777 coming at you here. I figured to show you a video regarding the album of a band I really like. And some may consider this to be an important album, but in some respects it is, and that's what I'm about to talk about. So you can this can pretty much be a What's Spinning episode and an album release on this date back many years ago. And the album I'm talking about is Stryper 7 The Best Of. And it contains a lot of great songs. It got two new tracks, Something and For You, and it shows a song from every album from Young Black Attack going down to their compilation Can't Stop the Rock with the song Believe, which is the 18th track. This album is chock full of songs, 18 songs. So there's a lot to go through, almost like it's 2 albums worth of material crammed onto one CD. There you have it. Stryper 7 The Best Of. And to talk about this in more detail, so basically, I started listening to this album there a few days ago, and I finished off listening today. Running around my car doing errands, and great album, great to crank those old classics. And if I were to recommend someone a Stryper album or a couple of Stryper albums, I'll recommend to them this one, and maybe one of the more recent ones like Even Devil Believes, When We Were Kings, or Fallen, or No More Hell to Pay. If I was introduced a new fan to a Stryper album, or I refer them to YouTube and give them a list of songs to listen to. Either one. So I would hand them a disc, that one and another album, or tell them where to go on YouTube or list a bunch of songs on YouTube for this great band. So as you may know, back in the day, Stryper broke up in 1992. Mike Sweet left in 92, and the band, the three-piece, came around for about a year and broke up in 93. And it's three-piece and somewhat a four-piece because Dale Thompson McBride did a few dates as lead singer as well. So it's part three-piece, part four-piece. And they officially called it quits in 93. Then there's rumblings of them doing dates and one-off dates back around 2000, 2001 with the Stryper Expo, sprang that period of time in those years. Then in 2002, they had a website set up in which the band was in the studio recording some songs, I believe 2 songs for upcoming compilation. So it was great news. So they did those 2 songs, which is what the 2 on this one, Something For You. Then in 2003, they embarked on some tour dates, in support of this album and their older classics. To do some dates in 2003, and that resulted in the album, a couple live albums, one of them being 7 Weeks Live America 2003, which is another album came out in 2004 after this one came out. So there you have it. And I remember thinking back then around when this album came out, I was thinking now, what they're probably end up doing is after releasing that one, probably do a live one and then do a new album, brand new album, which is what they did, as you all may know. To support, to I guess save money to do a live album, do this compilation, and to save money towards the Reborn album, as we all know. As well, what else am I trying to say? Yeah, anyway, so I bought this album back around, it wasn't on release date, it's probably around a couple weeks later in April of 2003. I remember being a bright sunny day, picking up this album, there's still some stone on the ground, and I picked up this album at a local record store downtown. I think it's Fred's Records downtown on Old Park St. John's, down Duckworth Street, I think it was. And I remember taking home, and I was thinking to myself, even though it's only a compilation album, it appears that Stryper's back, doing what they do best, putting out music, and doing live shows, which we all may know was they did run shows in 2003, and even though it wasn't official back then, it was a trial run basis, and it finally made official in 2004 to continue on as a band, which we're glad to stay. And the reason why I think this album is important is because this is sort of nucleus of what became the second phase of Stryper, what we all know and love. Even though they only put 2 albums in the 2000s, Reborn, Murder by Pride, starting with around 2012, 2013, 2012 we got Son of Frontiers Records, and in 2013 are putting out lot more great music. Came under Legacy, and that's why I think this album is a very important album. Even though it's only compilation with two new tracks, um, this sort of formed like a nucleus or plant the seed for them to get going. And I think too where this album and the tour gave Michael Sweet the momentum to King as a band, not just as a trial run, but a King basis. And they had their up and downs, as been well documented for the past 20 plus years. But I'm glad, I'm sure we're all glad they kept on going. They kept the torch burning. And as you may know, they put out 10, 11, 12 great albums since then. There you have it, folks. Hope you enjoyed that video. And also, too, as you may know, too, they were announcing, too, they were coming with a brand new album around 2000, maybe late 2004, maybe early 2005. Can't remember exactly when. They're putting out a brand new album, which, as we all know, is Reborn. That's the best album, but it's also a very important album as well. Anyway, folks, hope you enjoyed that little retrospective. I'm going to put this under What's Spinning and an important anniversary date, where this album was released on this date, March 25th, 2003, as anniversary date. I don't normally post anniversary dates of albums all the time. I don't always post them all the time or every time a new album comes to a certain date, but very short for this one. And this date on 2003, this album came out, 7th Best Striper. All the best. Have a great day. Bye now.